Peace to my Facebook family. This is your brother Willie Muhammad, and you know, once a week on a Sunday around this time, I do my How to Get the Love You Desire live Facebook chat. And I know it's probably building up, but you probably see, you probably don't see the title. But the title that we're going to talk about today is, could delaying the sexual act increase the success or the longevity of a relationship? Now, I know that's not the most popular subject, but we want to talk about it. I'll give you some opportunity for the video to build. But while it is building, I want to thank everybody who takes the time out to watch the videos. I want to thank everybody that takes the time out to share the videos. And also want to encourage you to go online to get my book. I'll post some of the information about my relationship books where you can order from Amazon, and also go on to YouTube and subscribe to my page. I'm trying to grow my YouTube audience. The name of the page is How to Get the Love You Desire. It's all one word. All of the words are one. And Brother Willie Muhammad. So make a subscribe to it so you can get updates, because I'm going to start having some different information that's not on Facebook, not on Instagram. And check my Instagram out too on the True Spread. I did my 1 second relationship tip today. And I'm going to have some other stuff on the YouTube page that won't be on social media. So that'll be a little uniqueness. So I don't know how many people we got on today, but for those folks that are on, peace, thank you. We're going to get into it. So the title is, could delaying sex increase the longevity and success of a relationship? And as I said, I know this is not a popular title, a popular topic, and people have different ideas about it or whatnot, but I think we should at least talk about it because of the current state of relationships. We have too many people that are experiencing relationships that have left either one party or both parties with a sour taste in their mouth, right? And so we want to think about it, because I looked up some articles, and what they were saying is that most people, they did a survey with some men, straight men, and they said that they hold off for sex maybe 1 week to a month, right? And they did some other articles as well, some other surveys as well, but the amount of time that people were having when they decide to engage with someone sexually or not is very small. You think about the popular book that was written by our brother Steve Harvey. He was saying give them 90 days before you give them the cookie. Now you got to think about that, right? So, you know, most people bug out when they hear somebody saying that in 6 months they have decided to marry a person, or within a year that they've been dating someone or courting someone and now they have decided to marry them. People say, man, that's too short. How could you decide to marry somebody in 6 months? How could you decide to marry somebody in less than a year? Well, we want to ask the question, if 6 months is too short for someone to marry someone, to decide to marry someone, if a year is too short for someone to decide to marry someone, then what about engaging in sex? Now, I'm not coming to you trying to be all holy roly and talk about like I have never engaged in this, because I have. And I know some people talk about abstaining from sex from religious reasons. So I believe that that is the best thing to do, but I'm not here to try to enforce my religious views or practices on you. We're just talking about this discussion, because think about it. What could be the benefit of delaying sex for some time in a relationship? One of the benefits is that we can really begin to know and fall in love with the person, right? We can really begin to take the proper amount of time to do the necessary examination, the necessary analysis, ask the necessary tough questions, where we can come to an understanding to see if this person is compatible for me or am I compatible for that person. One of the dangers, negative, or the impacts of having sex that fast is that it begins to impair the decision-making process. One of the reasons why they tell people not to drink and drive is because it can negatively impact our ability to make sound judgments and decisions. Well, sex is the same way. And if you've ever engaged in this physical act of intimacy, you will bear witness. You know, some people say, man, I can't really delay having sex with someone for a period of time because I might lose him. And oftentimes some sisters say that that's the situation. If I don't engage in it with him, I might lose him. But you often you end up losing him anyway, right? And if your idea or if your goal is to really see if this is the person that is really meant for you, then you should applaud if he leaves because you decided not to engage in that sexual act that fast. You should applaud it because then you know he's not the person for you. Or I'm not just going to put it on the brothers, or you would know that she's not the person for you, right? And when you think about it, some people are saying within a couple of weeks. Some people are saying within a month. How much do you really know about someone in a month to engage in that act? But if we refrain from that act, it will really give us an opportunity where we will really have to focus on this person, right? And then when that time comes, you will know that you have tried this person, and you will know that they have proved to be worthy of it. Now, some people may say, well, Brother Willie, how long should you take? As I mentioned earlier, I think until you're married. But I know some people may not agree with that. So I can't tell you when. That's a decision that you would have to make. But I'll tell you what, a month is way too short. 2 months is way too short. And you know, I mean, it takes 9 months for somebody to have a baby, right? So for people who are engaged in relationship, we have to begin to start having some systems or some methods that you can actually apply that can begin to determine if this person is even worthy of something like that. Now, I mentioned this earlier today in the lecture that you will see where I talked about relationships. On December the 23rd, my wife and I we were going to be married for a total of 17 years. And there are times where I sit back and I ask myself, what made this relationship last longer than previous relationships? And one of the things that I contributed to, of course, the courtship process, but this was the first time I really engaged in a relationship where sex was not my focus. That wasn't like everything that I was doing wasn't for the sole reason of accomplishing the objective of I want to have sex with this person. So this put me in a position where I had to fall in love with the person, not be influenced by the pleasure that comes from that physical intimacy, if you understand what I'm saying. So if we want to have different, right? If we want to have different outcomes, do you think it will be worth the shot of trying something different? Like when you think about all of your past relationships that may have failed, right? What was the common theme? What did you do different, or what didn't you do different, right? So why not try it? And if you're afraid that you're going to lose someone, then it weren't for you anyway. But if you really want to in this stage of life, you really want to find that person that will be the person that will hold you down and you can hold them down, try it. What does it hurt, you know? And if they leave because you're trying this, as I said, you know that they're not the right one for you. Or if they stay there, but while they're staying there, they're cheating and going out with somebody else, then you know that they're not the right person for you. You know, some people in this world that they say, well, man, how can I wouldn't buy a car without test driving. Yes, you would. If you had the money to buy a Lexus or a Mercedes and they told you you couldn't test drive it, but you knew it was a brand new off the showroom floor, you would buy that vehicle. This world has done a very deceptive trick on us, that it makes us think that sex is not something that we can't grow to improve, right? The same way somebody can grow to improve their cooking, you can grow to improve and enhance that sexual act. And in truth, sisters, and you have to bear witness to this, that you feel more comfortable giving your full self to someone when you know that they are with you 100%. When they know that they have, you know that they have made a commitment to be in your life, right? You have some brothers that are out here, some people, I don't want to keep saying brothers, but you have some people out here that they can make a commitment to buy a house for 15, 20, or 30 years. But they can't make a commitment to you, or vice versa, even with the sisters, because sometimes you're having some of the women are saying, well, look, I'm about to be out here like some of these guys, and I'm just about to just go at it. So let me know your thoughts. If you disagree, I have no problem with you stating your disagreement. I'm using this network, or using this technology just to begin a discussion. I think we need to have this discussion. But like as I said, my wife, we courted for 6 months. At the end of that 6 months, I proposed to her, and it was maybe about 5 more months later than we actually had. We had our wedding, but that was the first time in my life that I had ever entered into a relationship with a woman without the goal of me trying to have sex with her. I was really trying to find out her as a person, her mind, her spirit, her likes, her dislikes, and if we were compatible. And it worked. I'm here 17 years in the game, and I pray that we have many, many more. So if you like this feed, or we were talking about, hit like, hit love, share it, leave your comments, and we look forward to seeing you all or talking to you all on next Sunday. This is your brother Willie Muhammad. This is my How to Get the Love You Desire video feed. Peace.